So really there's three kind of components of what I'm hoping for. One is that we would be a people of worship. Two, we would be a people formed. And three, we would be a people sent. And they're all a little bit overlapping. But just starting with the worship and from the message last week, that beauty is what causes us joy, satisfaction, or enjoyment when seen, and sin is confusing or misconstruing beauty. Remember we looked at Satan. What was his sin? He misconstrued beauty. What we talked about from Romans. What was the beginning of sin? We misconstrued beauty. We began to worship the creature instead of the creation or creator. So losing sight of God. And Jesus is the source and summation of all beauty. So when we see the beauty of God, the beauty of Jesus, our response is worship. The joy, pleasure, satisfaction, and love and longing that we internally experience when we see the true beauty of God, we worship. That's kind of the first pillar of what we're going for, and I consider the worship part just our Sunday mornings. Well, it's same color. Sunday mornings. Worship part is Sunday mornings. And so we're slowly kind of organizing and getting a little bit more situated in that Sunday mornings will just be a moment of worship, where we can reflect on Jesus, the beauty of Jesus, proclaim Jesus, celebrate his salvation, his goodness, his grace, his mercy, his kindness, his nearness. Sunday mornings, we're focusing on worship. Formation is really where I see all these different groups that are forming. People do groups in a lot of different ways in church. For us, we want to be formed into the like-mindedness of Christ. The like-mindedness of Christ. If you remember from Philippians, right, Paul says he only has Timothy who's like-minded, which is a bizarre statement. Only has Timothy who's like-minded, potentially referring back to calling us all to be exactly like-minded to Christ. That we would think exactly like he did in all of his humility, and that his humility is actually our standard of maturity, nothing less. Our standard of maturity is his true humility. And the groups that we're forming, really just hoping that they will be for our formation into the like-mindedness of Christ. A lot of people, churches do groups in a lot of different ways. For us, in doing men's groups, regeneration, any other group that we do, the young adults group, the hope is that we're forming into the like-mindedness of Christ. And the third part is that we would be a sent people or mobilized and mobilize into our community. And I kind of mentioned it last week. If there's currently on a Sunday morning 5% of the community, maybe 3% in a church, that's a whole lot of people out there. That's a whole lot of people out there. And we're currently hoping and waiting, and we're inviting for Easter and other times, but we're generally, as a church, waiting. Maybe one of them will come one day. We might get one. Really, for us as a church, I just hope and I prayer, the vision is that we would be mobilized. We would be sent. We would go into the community where the people are. The people aren't here. The people are there. And so going into the community, we're not going to sit here and only wait for them to come. We are going to go to them. And this is the whole idea of the community center. And center. The reason I bring it up is the hope, again, we'll talk about it after the service. But, I've had several questions of one, why are we doing all these groups? Two, why are we kind of structuring Sunday mornings the way we are? And three, why would we have this community center? Like, what is the point of that? And really, the whole vision of that, the whole idea of that, which I'll explain more later after the service, is that we are going out to where the people are. We want to go to where the people are and live out incarnationally the love of God that He has changed us. He has transformed us. So we're going to go to the people. It's kind of a preview of after the service, 10 minutes. We'll kind of go through this in more detail as well as the budget. But that's just the general kind of gist of what we're going for. We want to be a people of worship, a people formed into the likeness of Christ. We're not just doing groups just to have like friendships. We want to be formed in the likeness of Christ. and we're going to be sent into the community with the power of God, where the people are. We want to go to the people. We want to interact with the people. And with that, I will pray, and then we will get started. But I read this quote this last week, and I felt like it summarized well what the hope is. John Wesley. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, at all the times that you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. That's what we're going for. Jonathan, what did we say our motto was last week? At the beginning of the service. We want to think downhill. Send it. We want to send it, right? And I said, every book I've ever read of people that I want to be like a John Wesley, they all lived the same way. They sent it. This is basically John Wesley saying this, that we should send it. The cost is too high. The opportunity in Christ too great to sit at home. So we're going to send it.